Good morning, private practice builders. So today's question comes to me from someone who is interested in starting a group private practice. And they asked, how do you think about, or what are the considerations around payment for staff, for therapists in a group private practice? So that is not a simple endeavor, right? I'm going to do my best to answer this, as well as possible. So there's a couple of things to think about with payment, right? You want to think about payment, but payment is part of the larger package, right? Of keeping people content, satisfied, feeling connected. Ideally, you're doing ongoing education and trainings in some way. So there's really a great deal to consider. You want to add value, hopefully, if you can, by providing trainings. You want to find out what people want. You want to survey them. You want to see what their needs are, where their strengths are. You want to ask for feedback, right? I look at what the industry competition is doing in terms of payment, and that is really the best way for me to figure out payment within my practice. And again, I have about 50 therapists who work in my practice, and I regularly try to engage or speak to them or be available to them, and also send out periodic surveys on what's needed and what's wanted. And I'm learning in this also, right? But the main thing that I look at and think about when I decide to pay an amount, the main thing that I did in the way that I carved that for myself, which may also be useful for others, is to look at what your competitors are doing, right? So identify your 2 to 3 best competitors in your industry, right? Who are serving the similar population to you, who have a similar funding stream to you. So are they cash based? Are they insurance based? Are they in a similar area of the country? Serving a similar population base, right? And aim to do slightly better than what they're providing, right? That's my aim. That's how I decided to do it. You may want to do exactly the same thing. I'm not sure. But I aim to provide slightly more in terms of financial compensation than what my biggest competitors are doing. So I know with a lot of the private practices out there, they provide a standard amount. So regardless of whether the client is paying, $200 for the session or $35 for the session, the therapist is getting paid, let's say $30 for the session. I don't do it that way. I try to provide a percentage. So it's usually minimum of 50% of each payment received, the therapist is paid out. And I also try to add value, right? Trainings, build inroads for communication, surveys, send out periodic emails, be available for phone communication. Keep in touch and really try to build a sense of community despite being virtual, right? So if you're uncertain about what's needed from the therapist in your practice, just ask. I firmly believe in that, right? And it does not mean that you can or will do anything and everything that's asked of you as a business owner, right? But that it just show that you care about what they need and how they feel and what their thoughts are, and that you will actually try to meet those needs. Sometimes it's not possible, sometimes it is, and sometimes you can learn a great deal along the way. So that's how I think about payment in group private practice, and I hope this was helpful.